everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. This spread is for my reading journal. It's my December reading wrap up, my December reading log, the last one of the year. I can't believe it. I'm really proud of myself for keeping up with these every single month, and I'm definitely going to continue that into 2026 because this is such a nice way to wrap up my thoughts, especially for anything that I didn't make a spread about. That way it doesn't kind of just get like forgotten. And also a good way for all of you to get some recommendations too, because otherwise, like if I just never spoke about whatever I'd read, like how would you know? So anyway, the first thing that I read in the month of December, I listened to Heart the Lover by Lily King. Lily King wrote another book. I can't remember what it's called right now, and I'd always kind of wanted to read that one. But when I saw her new one was coming out, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll listen to it. Like I saw that my library was getting it, so I put it on hold, and I was only like waiting for a few weeks, maybe like 8 weeks, I don't know. I will say it's kind of marketed as being sort of like a love triangle, like romantic drama, I think. But it actually is quite like women's fiction-y. I don't mind women's fiction. I do prefer it if it's more like historical fiction. I felt like I don't know, when it's something like this, it just gets a little bit cheesy almost. I don't know if cheesy is exactly the word. But basically it's about this girl who meets these two guys when she's in college. And they're like very smart. They're both just undergrads like her, but they're just like, she feels like they go to a completely different college than she does. Just because like they're so smart, and like even the professors kind of like look to them for conversation as well. But yes, so she starts hanging out with them and she starts dating one of them. His name's Sam. And he was kind of one of my favorite characters because the religious psychosis he was under was so funny to me. And Sam has a best friend named Yash. And she starts to like Yash too. Spoilers, like after her and Sam break up, spoilers, she starts to like Yash too. But anyway, I actually really liked the beginning of the story when it was talking about them in college, even though I feel like we got to stop calling things love triangles. Because to me, a love triangle, like that's 3 points, and that means they all connect. So to me, that meant the two guys should have been in love with each other too. They were not. Spoilers. But yes, I really liked that part. But then there was a time skip, and I just really did not like the time skip. It could be because I'm just like not old yet. Like maybe this is a book that you would appreciate more if you're older. I just didn't really care about the main character's life when she was in her 40s that much. I really did like the first like maybe like 1/3 of the book though, the drama. Like it was so good. And I think if you like a book, not like dark academia, but just like that academic setting, then you'd also probably really like the beginning of the book. Anyway, after that I read Slope Magic Room 101, which I made a spread about and talked about before. And then I read 10 Things I Want to Do Before I Turn 40, which again, I talked about before. And then I read Long Period Volume 1. Long Period is a blmanga. It's about these two childhood friends. They've been friends for literally like their whole lives, like since kindergarten. And now they're in their senior year, I believe, of high school. And the main character has a crush on his friend. His friend is like one of those guys that's like, he's so good at everything. He's really popular. People really like him. He's good at sports. Like he's good at school, literally everything. And I feel like the main character doesn't realize that like, even though he's good at all these things, he always wants to be with the main character. This is just volume 1, of course. I think volume 2 came out on December 16th, but actually volume 1 ends on New Year's Eve. So I thought it would be really fun to read the second volume in January because, you know, it'll be past New Year. So I thought that would be, I'm saving it. So I'll definitely be making a spread once I do read volume 2. And I feel like we can like chat more in depth about the story then, but I feel like it's a really good, it felt very realistic, a good realistic childhood friends to lovers. I just feel like there's so much angst inherently involved with that because like, can you imagine? After that, I read Heart Racer. I finally finished Heart Racer, which I talked about in my last video. And then the last thing I read, well, possibly more on that in a second, but the last thing I've read so far in the month of December is The Delegate Dreammaking District. I listened to it on audio. This book is the sequel to The Delegate Dream Department Store, which I read in September and loved. It just took forever for my hold from the library to come in, but finally I got to listen to it. It's so charming. I wish it wasn't just a duology. Hopefully the author like writes more. It was just as whimsical and charming as the first one. I really like the world. That's what I'm saying. Like I hope that the author writes more, but also maybe there's too much of a good thing. I don't know. But even the translators know. The translator herself, like she was saying that she hopes that the author writes more. In case you missed the video where I read the first one, the books are basically just about this world where like me and you, anyone who sleeps at night goes to buy dreams. It's like a whole city where people go and buy dreams. The reason why I'm not sure if that's the last thing I read in the month of December is because it's currently only December 21st as I'm recording this. And I do have a book right now from the library, another audiobook. It's called We Fell Apart. It's one of the We Were Liars novels. And those are a young adult series. I read the first one when I was in fact a young adult. I was a teenager when I read the first one. And I'm just kind of in a time crunch and I only have 5 days left with my loan from the library. So I just don't know if I'm gonna get it done, but maybe. I'll let you know on screen if I did. But other than that, that's everything I read in the month of December. I hope you also had a good finish to your reading year. This next spread is also for my reading journal. Last year, I did a whole spread about my reading goals revisited, as well as a whole spread for my favorite books of the year, but I decided to just combine them for 2025. So let's go back over my reading goals. I'm looking at my spread that I made at the beginning of this year. I wanted to read 5 ebooks, read 3 classics, finish one nonfiction book, find a new GL series that I like, read 50 manga/manhwas. I said if I'm dilly-dallying, I must be listening to an audiobook, and I need to stop downloading ebooks. And then I also had some lists of titles that I wanted to get to, but I'll get to that in a minute. So in terms of my reading goals, what did we accomplish? Did I read 5 ebooks? Absolutely not. Did I read 3 classics? Absolutely not. Did I finish one nonfiction book? No. Did I find a new GL series? Sort of. I feel like Love Bullet is definitely a series that I'm going to be like keeping an eye on. It looks really good. Volume 1 that I read was fun. I'm definitely going to be continuing the series. So I guess I did find a new GL series. I just don't know if it's like a new favorite series or not because it's only 1 volume so far. So we'll mark that as like a sort of accomplished. Did I read 50 manga/manhwas? Yes, definitely. I said before that I don't really like setting numerical goals because number 1, they're just like they kind of mean nothing. And number 2, I feel like I read enough throughout the year that like I'm probably always going to hit whatever number I set for myself. I think I said at the beginning of the year, I mainly set that goal because I wanted to make sure I was going through my TBR, which I think I did a fantastic job of. That wasn't even one of my reading goals, but I did a great job at going through my TBR this year. And then if dilly-dallying, must be listening to an audiobook. I mean, I kind of was doing that at the beginning of the year, but like I've definitely slacked off. And honestly, that is because I have not had enough time to myself recently. I haven't even been like scrolling through social media. Like very rarely do I just sit and scroll through Twitter for 2 hours anymore. Very rarely do I sit and scroll through Pinterest for 2 hours anymore. So it kind of almost doesn't even apply to me anymore. And then the stop downloading ebooks, I think I did a great job of that. And it's probably because I offloaded my books app. So I definitely still downloaded some ebooks this year, but not nearly as many as I usually do. So what can we say about my reading goals? I kind of didn't even really do half of them. So not very good. I did not do a great job with my reading goals for 2025. Maybe I was a little bit too ambitious. I always am at the beginning of the year. And then before I get into my favorite books for 2025, I briefly wanted to go over my list of things, of titles I had wanted to read. So I had one list called Need to Finish, and then I had one list called Priority TBR. In my priority TBR was Business as Unusual, which I read, Tell Me You Love Me, which I read, Unblossomed, which I read, The Insatiable Man Season 2, did not read, and then Toshiro-kun, Why You Like This, read. So I think I did a really great job with my priority TBR. I am going to have to reread The Insatiable Man Season 1 before I can start Season 2. Like, it's just been too long at this point. And also, that series honestly might be over by now. I haven't even checked on it, but definitely like Season 3 had started. The whole series might be over by now. That's a blmanhwa, by the way. And then as for my need to finish, the first thing on the list is The Pizza Delivery Man and the Gold Palace Season 2. I have made the executive decision I will not be reading any more of that series. Like, to me, Season 1, perfect. I don't need to read anymore. The way it looks like Season 2 and Season 3 are just like absolute, like, if you're familiar with the series, then maybe you know, I just can't do it. I can't read it. I don't want to read it. To me, Woo-won and Sun had like the most beautiful relationship. I can't do it. So I will be stopping at Season 1. The next thing on my list was Spinach Bouquet. No, I did not finish that. I really need to, especially because side stories started. So like, I feel like I'm way further behind now than I was when I just needed to finish the main story. And the final thing on that list was Heart Racer, which I just finished. So 1 out of 3, not too bad. Really 1 out of 2, really half, because I've decided I'm not reading Season 2, as I just said. So for that, pretty good. I think I'm going to make another list like that next year. Just, you know, for stories that I really want to focus on finishing, that I really want to get to, that I've had my eye on, or even again, maybe ones that I want to finish. As for my favorite books of the year, last year I did like a spread where I did January through, why did I just forget the months of the year, January through December, but I wanted to do that this year, but I also just wanted to have like favorite books overall, because there were some very tough cuts. Like there was some tough competition for some of the months, especially March. Oh my gosh. I think my overall favorite series that I like discovered and read this year was Life in Smoky Blue. I cannot tell you how many times I have wanted to reread the first like 3 volumes. I think I finished 3 volumes, but I'm just like putting it off so I can savor it upon the reread because I'm probably going to reread the first 3, and then I think maybe the 4th volume has been translated by now. I just read so many good things this year. I couldn't not like shout out some of the ones that didn't make the cut for their like particular month. Oh, also on my reading goals on that side of the spread, I wanted to add like a little spot where I wrote in how many books I read and like how many of those were audiobook versus ebook. I think I only read 1 book like physically with my eyes on the page. That's crazy. But yes, that is my reading year wrapped up. I hope that you were able to accomplish more reading goals than I did, but also it's not the biggest deal in the world if you don't. Nothing bad is going to happen to you if you don't finish your reading goals. And also, I'm so thankful to everyone who has shared things with me that they think that I would like to read. I'll definitely be taking that into consideration for next year. Oh, and I'm so happy if I was able to help any of you find a new series to read. That's one of my favorite parts of having a YouTube channel, just the ability to connect this way. It really just makes me so happy. We have arrived at the last spread that I'm making with you in the year 2025. Oh my gosh. Actually, right now I haven't entirely decided how this spread is going to look, unlike the other two that I just made. They're already made as I'm recording this, but I kind of wanted to make a page dedicated to the things that like I didn't finish this year, the books that I didn't finish, because even if I like mark something as DNF, that doesn't mean that I hated it. Like maybe I just need to finish it some other time. Maybe I just didn't get to finish it. Maybe it needed to go back to the library. There's all sorts of things that could have happened. So I might make that one page and I might not. I don't know, but definitely you are seeing something on screen about the 2026 releases that are coming out next year, because next year is in fact 2026. These are mostly manga releases. I haven't really been that up to date with like checking to see what has been licensed, but these are ones that are all mostly coming out in like the first quarter of the year, I would say. Some of these are new to me. Some of these are things that I've read before but now are getting officially published. There are some sequels in here. Like there's just a mixture of things. And then also I added a First of Summer season 2 because I think it just started in Korea. I don't know. I have not been on Twitter, so I feel like I haven't seen anything, but I think it just started, so it'll be soon enough coming along in English. At some point in 2026, season 2 will come along. I think last year I made a list in the description box of everything that was on my manga list for 2025, so I'll do that again. I'll try to make like a little separate section, just in case any of the covers catch your eye and you want to know what they are. I would speak more about my DNFs of the year, but I don't have the list in front of me at all right now, and I might not even have been putting that into the spread. Maybe if I do add it into the spread, I'll like try to add a reason as to why I did not finish a certain book. Since we have a little bit of time, how was everyone's Christmas? If you do celebrate Christmas, again, it has not happened yet for me. I'm actually a little bit stressed out about gift giving because I don't typically give anything, but my best friend has recently been getting me so many presents, and I just felt so like, I guess I felt guilty essentially that she's been getting me so many things that I got her stuff this year, but I just feel like she's going to give me like $500 billion worth of things, and I got her like nothing in comparison. And it's not that there was no thought put into the gifts I gave her, but also it's just kind of like, I don't even know if she'll like what I got her. Like, that's what's crazy. Like, I can't really say, oh, I got her something that I know she would like. I don't know that. I even told my mom I was thinking of not giving her presents. I'm actually out of my mind. Also, I don't know when she's coming to get her gift, and I think that's why I'm so like torn up about it too, partially because I got her a book that's Christmas themed, and I'm personally a big believer of never giving someone anything Christmas themed like on Christmas, because then what are they going to do with it? But I was thinking she would come get her presents before Christmas, and now I'm like, what if she gets them after Christmas? Not even on Christmas Day, of course. It'll be after Christmas. Like, what's she going to do with this Christmas book? Anyway, I hope that you had a much calmer, less stressed out time at Christmas than I did. I hope that you got to eat something yummy and spend time with your loved ones. Here I am not even celebrating Christmas and still stressed out about it. Like, my household just simply does not. My household is just me and my mom. My mom even wanted to decorate the whole entire house this year, and we did, with the thought that like my best friend would be coming to, and she'd be here to see the decorations. And like, what if she comes after Christmas? They'll all be gone. This is not how I wanted to end the last spread of the year. Very typical me though, I think. But this is in fact the end of the spread. And so for the last time this year, now that I'm done with all of my spreads, we can go put them into my digital journals. Everyone, we've made it to the end of 2025. Congratulations. You really worked hard this year. I just wanted to say how thankful I am for every single person who watches my videos. I feel like I give this little speech so often, but it's true and heartfelt every single time, because I truly just deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate you hearing me out, you listening to me, us sharing recommendations with each other, us bonding over our shared love of the same things, the same genre of reading, all sorts of stuff. I do make these videos for fun, of course, and also like memory recollection, but I would be lying if I said it wasn't for you as well. I mean, it's so nice to know that there is someone else on the other side of the screen, so to speak. I'm not really speaking to a camera, but you know, there's someone else listening to me, even just one person. That means the whole entire world to me, truly. I really hope that you've had as much fun this year as I have. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I'm wishing you and everyone you care about a very happy and healthy end of 2025, and also a very happy, healthy, rejuvenating start to 2026. As always, thank you so much for watching today's video. Everything I used in today's spreads will be in my Pinterest board, and the link to that is in the description box, along with the links to all of my other social media accounts, as well as the links to all of the Google Drive folders for all of my journal deco kits. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. I will be posting a flip through of all my digital journals this year, so stay tuned for that. But in case you're not interested in that, then I will see you in 2026. But if you are, then I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!